Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And I know I've been out of YouTube for quite a while, and now that I have a bit of time and I want to, get a little break from my work and study, I'm going to share with everyone the cheat sheet of my IFC exam. So stands for Investment Funds in Canada. I think I spent in total 25 days to study for this exam, and I passed it in one go. My notes and my cheat sheets was really helping me, so I would like to share this with everyone. These are very plain language, and I hope I explain it very clear to so that people with no experience, no previous knowledge about finance will be able to understand. And so, with that being said, if any of my videos are not fully, if you not fully understand, then please leave a comment. Let me know if I get those feedbacks, I will be able to improve my videos and I'll be able to explain more. And if a lot of people ask the same questions, I will make more videos about the topic that people are asking. So let's get started. And just a quick note is that some of these has Chinese Mandarin letters on it, just because when I was making the notes, I kind of, put both language on it. But uh, when we go through this cheat sheet together, I'll explain everything and you will understand everything. And basically, I will probably delete all the Chinese letters afterwards. So no worries on that. So let's get started. So the first chapter is about mutual fund sales representative role. And I divided the responsibilities into two types, type 1, type 2. The first one is legal, ethical, and professional. So for the legal responsibilities, suitability is the most important thing, is the key words. You must ensure any investment you recommend or a client order that you have accepted is suitable for the client's investment needs and objectives. So basically, the main point of this suitability is that you can't refuse client's order if you don't think it fits client's investments and investment needs and objectives. And it has to be suitable. Ethical responsibility is that you must place your client's interests and needs before yours. So client goes first, not yours, or your financial institutions, actually. Third is professional responsibility. So that means you must provide the best client services possible. And the reason why you see that my notes is very clear, simple, and short on these things is because when you are in the exam, those questions are actually being asked very straightforward. And these are the key points that you must remember. So you kind of need to tell your brain that you need to function in a way. So no matter what kind of distractions you get from the questions in the multiple choice questions, you must understand that first is that you can suitability is important. You can refuse if you think it's not suitable. Second is a client first. And third is that you must provide best client services possible. So responsibility type 2. So responsibility type 2. First is about compliance. So compliance means following the rules, both legal requirements and dealer's policy. Ethical conduct. That involves complying not only with the letter of law, but also with the spirit of law. So basically, that's about ethics. Those are more moral principles, and it goes beyond the prescribed behavior and addresses situations where rules are unclear or contradictory. And by the way, when you see my note has this little star right here, that means those are the most important. And without the stars, you will still be able to, you will still encounter them here and there in the exam, but the ones with the stars are the ones that you have to um, not just memorize, but also understand it. Lastly is the fiduciary duty. That exists when high degree of reliance by the client on the representative's advice and the vulnerability of the client. So that means when you are doing investment advice, investment recommendations, or just discuss investment with the clients, you need to understand that client relies on your information, relies on your professional knowledge, and sometimes clients can be vulnerable because it's about money, it's about finances, financial situations, and usually clients will have, and talking about this kind of things sometimes can get very deep. Clients can't possibly talk about their life or what has happened to them. So you need to understand that clients, when they're talking to you, they are exposed a lot of their individuals as well as their families to you. So you have the fiduciary duties, you need to comply with the ethical conduct, and as well as the very basic minimum is the compliance with the rules, regulations, laws, and dealers' policies. And on the first chapter, a big chunk of the content is also about reform, client-focused reforms. So these are the reforms that to better align the interests of the security advisors, dealers, representatives with the interests of their clients, to improve outcomes of the clients, and to clarify for clients the nature and terms of their relationship with registrants. So basically, here we're going to not talk about it too much because a lot of things are actually being discussed in chapter 17. And sometimes you will see that I have a little note here, say, go to chapter what. So that basically is that there are some repetitions of certain contents within the IFC book. And I think it's actually better to combine them together instead of having bits of and pieces of knowledge here and there. And it's just harder to not only memorize, but also to and very important to build a fundamental structure of how things works out. So professional money managers manage the fund's assets by investing the proceeds according to the fund's policy objectives and based on a particular investing style. And this, when I put it here, is just because this piece of information I think is really important for people to understand, to know. And also because I know it has been asked in the IFC exam as well as practice. Lastly is the KYC rule, which we will also encounter in the later chapter. So due diligence to learn the essential facts relevant to every client and every order. Financial status, income and net worth, family and other commitments, financial goals are required to make an appropriate investment recommendation. And KYC means know your client. So this we'll discuss more in the later chapter. And I'm just gonna throw it here for now. You have a little bit of hint. And lastly is the timeline. So this is basically the most important key milestones of Canadian financial industry. And I wouldn't read all of them with you. You can probably take a screenshot or something. But those are information, it's a good idea to maybe revisit right before the exam. I highly doubt that they will be very important in the exam. I'm not saying that they aren't important. I'm just saying that to pass the exam, this might not be the most important thing that you should be focusing on. Okay. Okay, so this is about chapter 1, very short, very quick. And the most important um, part of this chapter is what I highlighted here. It's the legal responsibilities, ethical responsibilities, and professional responsibilities. These has the most weight on the exam. And to be honest, I think those are very important when you're actually working in the financial industry. So those three, if you have time, memorize those three most important parts. All right. I'll see you in the next video.